So I have a conspiracy theory that I've kind of formed after a good long while of being professionally slutty in a variety of settings like strip clubs, legal brothels, the internet, and content creation, and also as an independent escort about my clients. And I guess just like the clients in general of these services, okay? And yeah, I guess that you wanted to hear about it because you're the one that clicked on this video. So here it is. I think that the clients of sex workers unconsciously share some kind of weird collective thinking. Okay. And it's like, I'm going to have to call it like a trick hive mind of sorts. Okay. Let me explain myself. Okay, so it always seems like no matter how I'm working, and this even transcends where and the type of work that I'm doing, because like right now, for example, I'm working at a strip club. I am doing online content creation and live streams, and I am also independently escorting. So this this actually transcends and will affect all three at the same time. But it's like on the days or weeks that I'm busy, um then for the remainder of the day or that week, then I will remain busy. But when it's not busy, it has 0% of chance of improving or getting better um, until the hive mind just collectively decides that, hey, okay, we're going to spend money again. And then the cycle repeats. It's so fucking weird. So, first, I'm going to have to explain a couple things because I have put a lot of thought into this, okay? And there are some external factors I'm ruling out, and just like obvious fucking things that just don't even come into play, okay? So let's start off with what my definition of busy actually means, okay? So to me, when I'm saying that it's busy, I'm saying that the clients that I'm having interactions with are going to have a high probability of or do result in me making a sale or them spending money with another girl, like if I'm working somewhere out physically, like a strip club or like a brothel, okay? My definition of busy isn't like that somewhere is packed with people or that my inbox is full of messages. It means that the ratio of people who I'm having interactions with or are interacting with the other girls around me that are also there working are resulting in sales. And the crazy shit is it's like when it's busy, it will be like, I'll just be like back to back to back to back dances or bookings or whatever. But when it's not busy, it's just like all the fucking stupid ass people that show up just to stand around and lurk or drink with each other. Then that will be the only people that I'll interact with. And it's it's so wild because it's I don't know if there's a separate hive mind of losers versus the separate mind of actual clients, but it's that's just the way that it always works out. It's so fucking weird. So here are a couple external factors that I've also included when I've been forming my little conspiracy theory or whatever, okay? So of course there are things that are going to universally affect clients' decisions, whether they be fucking time wasting idiots or not, to show up or patronize you, right? So, the first being one of the most obvious actually, is the weather, okay? So, for example, if it's a really snowy day outside and the roads are really bad, of course this would affect people's decision making, whether or not they're going to, risk dying in a car accident to come and spend money on you. That's an obvious one. But it also kind of seems like that wouldn't affect internet stuff, like content creation or live streams. But somehow it does. And that's something that you would be expecting people to, do when they're sitting at home in a snowstorm. But it's they'll just collectively all decide, nope, it's snowing. Can't watch porn. It makes no sense. Okay, so another factor that you would like assume would actually affect this would probably be what day it is, like within the month, because you would assume that, like, oh, well, people, they get paid, on the first or on like the 15th or whatever the fuck, like on a bi-weekly pay, like paycheck sort of schedule. Okay, nope, that doesn't affect it. And I know that that doesn't affect it because, like, okay, so like for example, out in Nevada, the miners are all like, they work in different mines, and all the mines have different schedules of when they're on, when they're off, when like the paychecks are issued, and that honestly kind of didn't even seem to like affect it at all, because like, how would it, like, if somebody's getting paid on, like, if say if a quarter of the people are getting paid on the first, and then and then some of them are getting paid on like the 7th, and then some of them are getting paid on the 15th, you know um that's not like, okay, everybody got their paycheck at the same time. They all got their paychecks at different times, and I'm assuming that, not every single person in any area actually gets their paychecks issued to them on the same time or day, or has their off days scheduled for the same days, barring like, like having 9 to 5 jobs and it being the weekend. Okay, and then even just like payroll schedules and time days that, people have off, and like included, like, what, there are clients who are just like independently wealthy, or maybe retired, and they just, have money just sitting around. Maybe they saved up to come out and, spend their money on an experience with the sex worker. And So yeah, they can't all just be around when people are getting their paychecks. I mean, I'm sure that that might have, an effect, but not as much of an effect that, one would believe, because again, not everybody gets their paychecks on the same day and the same time. And some people just have money, like whatever. Okay, so it's not that. And besides that, I'm sure that all of these people that come in and decide to waste time collectively, they all have paychecks too, but it didn't change their mind on what it was going to make them spend it on, like they're there every day, lurking, wasting up oxygen and bar seats. So, it didn't affect them or drive them to spend money. Well, one could also argue that it would be an individual girl's um, level of popularity, or, like changes in advertising or something like that. No, no. I could run the same ad on some weeks, and it's like wildly popular and successful. Like last week I had like multiple multi-hour bookings, and then, a bunch of just regular hour-long bookings. I had multiple cam shows that had viewership and that paid. I did really good in the club, and this is all the same week. Okay, and then like this last week has just been ass, but the week before it, very good. um but it's like, I ran the same ad this week as I did last week, with of course updated pictures and everything like that. But people were just like collectively, no, nah, we don't like you, not doing it. Well, what about things like just like people, like when they're like driving past the bar and they see that it's like busy, so they're like, oh, looks like a good time is being had in there. Well, how the fuck would they know whether or not the cars in the parking lot are the cars of the dancers, or, employees, or cars of other customers? They have no way of knowing that. And then besides that, what would even drive them to even, go out of their way to drive past these venues and see that? No, it's starting at home in their thought process, that people are collectively, like, say if they are driving by and just checking to see how many people are there, they still had the same thought at the same time that, hey, let's go see what's up down at the club and see if it's busy, to see if we want to go in. But they all had the thought to at least check at the same time. And not only did they all have the same thought to come and investigate, bare minimum, at the same time, they all will have the same decision to come in and spend money at the same time, or to not. So explain that. I don't really know what the driving force is. I'm just saying that the driving force is there and that it exists, and I don't understand it, and it's makes zero sense. Because even if the perceived popularity of somebody driving or walking past like a bar that is busy is a factor, then explain to me why it is that the people in there all collectively will be good spending customers, or collectively just be a fucking waste of time. Because again, having a bar be completely packed does not mean that it's busy. But I do know is that what I do with this information is, like, if I have like a good night, um, in any form, like, I always, like, if I'm at the strip club and I have a really good day, I always make sure that I come home and I hop on camera, because if I had a good day in the strip club, that means that I'm gonna have a good day on OnlyFans and my live stream. And if I'm having a good day at the club, then I need to make sure that I'm on top of my email while I'm at the club, because that means that people are probably reaching out to me, for like my escorting services, and it all just like snowballs. But it's like, if I walk into the club and have a really bad day, then I just, call it a night, just kind of like expect the worst. I don't know. I mean, I'll still try, like, but but mostly it will fail. And just doesn't seem like there's much you can do about it. And except for to capitalize on the times when it seems to be busy. But yeah, that's my little theory.